Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Bill Williams, and I am excited to have Ash Mufareh of Onpassive here again tonight for our series on people want to know questions, answers. There's a lot going on in Onpassive. We're so close to the final days of the big launch coming up 2020. It's only 2 more months. In 2020, there's going to be big events happening every week leading up to the launch. So we want to start to take a hot air balloon ride with Ash tonight. And we're going to go up in the sky and we're going to drift into the direction the wind blows us. We're going to go places and see things from a 20,000 feet. No, I don't want my hot air balloon going 20,000 feet. Let's go up about 1,000 feet.
9,000. Yeah.
Let's look down on the world and see the world from a different perspective tonight. We'll take the rocket ship once we launch, but right now we're doing a hot air balloon. And so let's take a look over the horizon. We're going to go up a little higher. We're going to look over the horizon. And normally what we look at every day is what's right around us. And we really can't see that far. We get by day to day, right? So let's go up in that balloon and look at the phases of Onpassive. What's this going to be like in a year or two or three? What's it going to be like when we're already successful? What's it going to be like when we've already started our projects that we really have been dreaming about? So that's the mission that we have tonight for a few minutes to talk with Ash about. Does that sound good to you guys? All right, Ash, go ahead and
Sounds good
let's
to me.
tell me about what your phase is right now is pre-launch, and we're going to enter launch in a minute now.
Good to see you one more time, Dr. Bill Williams, and I'm pleased to reconnect with you one more time. And you always come up with brilliant questions, and I'm having fun with you. Perhaps the keyword is launch. There is, in my opinion, like at least two ways of operating a business. You open a business as like you put a sign, let's see what happens, or you launch. Launch, you are following the bamboo tree theory, which is you take a long time to prepare and nourish the tree. It takes 5 years below the ground. You seed it, you take care of it every day. You weed out, you water it for 5 years. Nothing is happening, and then it takes off in 5 weeks, 90 feet above the ground, just in 5 weeks. So does it take 5 years or does it take 5 weeks? The keyword is launch, and when you launch, obviously, you take that boost and you go a very high, altitude, and then you look. The first thing is you're above the bubble, you're above the crowd, so it's authentic. It's something above average, is unusual. So you would have that. Not only authority, but you have that capacity that you can see broader, and also have the analogy, since you and I like to use those kind of analogies in our discussions, like the light, on the car's hood. So you can see certainly 7 or 10 or 20 miles ahead. You may see a mile or two. Then now when you get there, you see a little bit more. So realistically, we can be more accurate as we go. But what we are doing, we are a well-organized company. We are not a random company. We took a very long time in the preparation. I know every day either we prepare or repair something from yesterday or the past. So Onpassive is preparing for good success at a large scale. And definitely we're having multiple boosters. If you know the Falcon Heavy with 3 boosters, SpaceX. So it's not one booster. So by the time we deploy one, then we take another booster and so forth, as needed, as suitable. We don't have a timeline for that, and I really want to invite every founder, future customer to enjoy the process, is not to look at the outcome and like the ceremonial events that can happen, in a day or two, but rather we are already in that movement. It's a revolution in the making, and every day is a great event, and we should enjoy it. It's a one-time, historical moment. It is remarkable, so I enjoy it with my heart, and that's why, because I don't think this is going to be repeated anytime soon. So we will have to begin with the foundations. The foundation is we need technology to uh, to save our time, to give us that time freedom, to automate our activities that are consuming so much time, like whether to generate prospects on social media, or to connect, or to figure out that tool or this software, or to connect, or so it's overwhelming. So that is already a big time saving that will enable the personal freedom. But as a doctor, and your colleagues, you probably can relate to that. Many can be okay financially, but they don't have that time freedom to enjoy the process. So it's a complete thing. We couldn't give freedom without that financial aspect. Then it would rather be boredom, not freedom. But then you tie it up with the financial element of Onpassive, the money factor. Now it's given us the financial power, is giving us the time power. So now we are freed from the daily burden and activities, whether it's financial or technology, or the usual, as we know, the repetition of the boring stuff. So just get ahead in life, and now we can definitely be more creative, more innovative, and more advanced in all aspects of life. What a true meaning of leadership is when you inspire others, not only to adapt your dream, but also replicate it and pass it on to multiple generations. And I don't mean by ages, I'm talking about different levels. So I inspire you, you inspire the people around you, they inspire others. So it goes like the ripple effect. And that's when we have a movement. So I think I could positively be, confident at this point that we are at this stage right now in Onpassive. We were able not only to replicate the dream, but the attitude and the personality, the humanitarian aspect of Onpassive among so many individuals and leaders across. So this is where you just put out that foundation of time and financial improvement in our life, and nothing but greatness can follow that. As far as specifics, obviously we're constantly thinking and looking ahead. So we have to be ahead of the market. So whatever technology we offer, it's not for now. It's likely to be sustainable for the next 4 or 5 years. But I don't say this is going to be the technology for the next 20 years. That's impractical. But once we get to that 5 years, we are already lining up the next set of applications that we need in our life based on what we foresee at that point. Do we have proposals? Yes. Do we have things that will take it to the cloud? And I mean, data centers and hosting and all. Of course, do we have an idea about something space related? Of course, I'm passionate about that. I'm a big advocate. Do we have something to do with medicine, okay, or medical, connectivity? Yes. Do we have ways to develop our own devices? But this is, not only proprietary. This is our life, and we must keep it to our heart at the time. But I think I'm being open enough to say there will be physical products. There will be further investments in different sectors of our life and different fields and niches that will, continue to pile up the value that will attract humanity to stay connected within this amazing movement Onpassive. It's just a foundation. It's just the beginning. So we're going to have the ecosystem loaded with technology, the products that will simplify the time, our life, and give us the time and financial freedom. And from there, it's going to lead to the second phase and third and fourth. I can tell you the first ecosystem set of Onpassive, that which is we're literally a very in within reach almost to that phase. Okay, post that, and I consider that is like on a scale of a Mount Everest altitude. This is like base camp, or definitely one of the lowest altitudes. So we have way to go, and I have a little bit of a stubborn, bold statement. I say always, once we reach the top, what do? We invent a new top, and we're going to continue. So there is no cap for Onpassive. There's no limit. And if you say the sky is the limit, but what's after the sky? So we're going to continue. It's an infinite thing. And what we will, you and I and our beloved founders and future customers, what we will lay out is the foundation for the next generation or so that we can focus on what works, what matters, what keep us connected and advance us as humans. And perhaps, eventually you are going to ignite that desire, that creativity within our staff. Every once in a while, they're going to come and say, what about this? Some other, leaders are going to say, for my country or culture, this will be suitable. So there's no certain, like I would say, boxed or framed track that we just like we're gonna stick to it and go. There's no limit. There's no frame. Only our imagination. So I can definitely dive above the 1,000 miles and even go higher, but I don't think this is something that will be limited or contained. It is just the spark. This is just the beginning of something rather long term. I wish it will be, and I believe it will be a very, very powerful legacy that we will be proud to leave for the generations to come.
I think you've hit the nail on the head with the analogy of base camp. A lot of people thought that the tip of Mount Everest was the end result. We'd end up with the 40 or 50 products, but it's going to go beyond that point, and it's going to be an awe-inspiring trip. So people should latch on now, because the ride is going to get even better. You talk about the. Go ahead.
Let me say this. So we decided to take our friends with us, the founders. So we didn't, choose to say, what can we create that will attract people? What we decided to do is let's lock arms together as founders, and we're going to create product after product based on customer experience. We are testing as we go. We are constantly adding, improving. Sometimes we have to redo, but it's all good. I don't even count. This might, surprise you, by the way. I don't even count as a 40, 50, and that's not the thermometer in a way. We create what's needed, what we believe is valuable, and we keep on piling this value. It's only going to grow. And here's the best part: we don't upsell, we don't increase prices, and play those marketing games. It's all clear. You get what you see, or you see what you get in a way. That's it. It's a flat rate and everybody would need it.
Well, once it starts, it's going to be a ride because people will be shocked at how good it is. One of your tenets of business is that you always deliver more than you promise, right?
We try.
That's the point. If anybody hears something that they think's not good, it'll always get better. It won't get worse. So there's a thing called the Global 1000 Club and Leaders Club and things that are going to be attractive to people who are founders, people who join now before the launch. So let's speak to the people out there who enjoy being in that sphere. Do you want to be among people who are like-minded? And so we're looking to attract good people, influential people to our founder group because we feel like it's a league of extraordinary gentlemen, as we've heard a movie called one time, Gentlemen and Gentlewomen. Gentle is important. We are a cadre of people who have a heart. It's been shown in the many videos that we think about how to serve people. We think about how we can give back. So let's talk about what are the purposes of some of these groups within the founders?
That's a great topic as well. So I do believe leaders always inspire each other, and we kind of raise the bar. There's a sense of accountability in there. Okay, so I like the like-minded mentality, and I want to be surrounded with like-minded people, and successful individuals like yourself. We know the saying, your network is your net worth, and your net worth is your network. And if you want to find out the net worth of someone, just find out the first 5 connections within their immediate network. That will give you a clue what's their net worth is. So it is important, those immediate founders, their quality, their level, definitely a great indicator of the direction and what should we focus on, and definitely also you want to have, if there's no pressure in business and there's no I would say evaluation and feedback and criticism, it might be kind of a tasteless, plain, and it can be dragged. So I enjoy that accountability that comes from the founders, and a sense of anticipation and excitement and all of that anticipation around, like, let's do it and what we can do more. And you also open their minds for broader directions and what we can accomplish together. So it is a big part of our process. We couldn't do it without them, and the quality is just about right. They're keeping us on track. I couldn't be happier or prouder. It's not just the numbers; it's the quality that we've attracted. But I think if you want to make and build something like unusual or above average, you've got to have above average human or individuals along the way. You cannot have above average company or that business empire or unicorn, as we like to call it, with just average or below average individuals. So I'm just at a point where I'm humbled. I couldn't ask for better or more with the quality of our attractive. And I think we all agree we attract who we are. This is the mentality that we have, and it just people see it, they connect. What's unique about those founders that they have the ability as leaders to see and realize and recognize that promising vision. As we know, vision is the ability to see the invisible. And as a trade for that, they've given you the trust. Is not so much a costly process. It's more of that time engagement. You can take a lump sum amount of dollars or euros from someone. I truly believe it can be recovered at some point in their life. But if you take an hour or 2 year or two of their life, that is unlikely to be recovered. So we value their time, and we value that they've given us the trust and support and the faith, and in return, we want to give them advantage and features that will also recognize them now and long term, uh, whether by giving them, certain clubs and travel and events and connections that are not going to be accessible to the general public, but rather exclusive to the founders. What we're doing now in our Go Founders platform is totally exclusive. This experience is going to be lived from one class of Onpassive, the founders. Nobody's going to know what's happening in the community or the leadership council or what's happening. Nobody's going to have the ability to pre-build their business or their network. Nobody's going to have the ability to understand all of this massive vision except the founder. So they have, those many features that are unique, and they're not going to be repeated. After launch, we already announced there will not be a founder position ever available in the Onpassive world, period. It's not going to be available in a year or 20 years or forever at any price. So it is it's a fair trade, I believe. They gave us their time and trust and support. In return, we're giving them everything we can to expedite their process to reach their goals. So I believe they're in the best possible position in terms of, and it doesn't matter when they came in as founders. If they are founders, they are in the best possible positions in Onpassive.
Well, that's comforting to know if you're a founder already. And I know there are a lot of people who are counting on being winners in life because they're founders. There's a lot of people out there who are sitting on the fence, of course, thinking about, should I join Onpassive now as a founder? See, the thing is, you can't see the products until they're launched. And a lot of people are skeptics and they want to see the product to believe in the product so they can build their trust. And it takes them a long time to get there. But then what's going to happen is the founder positions will be gone before they decide. And so that's the quandary a lot of people are in. So what would you say to those people who hear the story but can't cross that line?
Well, I certainly appreciate that, and there's no pressure in our process. It's a free will, and if they don't see it, we certainly we're not gonna force it. They're simply not visionaries. Okay, they don't have that ability to see something invisible. Perhaps those who decided, even we said we're not going to show, but if you firsthand, we're showing. We're not revealing the whole vehicle at once, but we're showing parts, okay, as a teaser, and it's for obvious reason. We know marketing, we know competition exists, we know this is a unique, business model and unique technology and technologies. So we cannot just reveal it and open it, and it's not complete. So we're transparent to say, if it was complete and we've tested everything and okay, we're ready to introduce it to the rest of the world. But as of now, it's not 100% tested or complete. It is very close to that phase. Once it's ready, then it will be visible. But those who took that, courageous step and believed and put the effort to do their due diligence, to investigate, to look a little deeper, it pays. But if they're just gonna be in a transactional mentality, show me, I give you, when you give me, exchange or trade. That's not exactly the leadership mentality. I'm amazed by the quality of leaders we've attracted. Why? Because if you kind of make it, if you sell it too hard, you're gonna get a mix of all levels. But we kept it simple, that if you can see this and you feel comfortable, you give us that support, we're going to give you more. And I believe it is fair to say, I mean, it will explode someone's mind if they come day one and show them, this is our masterpiece all at once. We cannot do that. So we have obvious reasons, and they're all legit reasons to keep it close to our chest and heart. But it's showing little by little. I mean, you cannot cover 254,000 human being. There's no stadium in America that fills in 250,000, audience. So no mall, or one place that you can fit in that only in Onpassive. I'm talking about, this type of business. But with that comes that privilege or the advantage that they receive in return. If it was open for everybody and just like any walk, so somebody come and believe it, then there's no exclusivity in it. There's no exceptions in it. So I think it's just a very beautiful thing, and I'm happy where we are. And we're not going to push anybody. If they don't see it, they don't see it. Is it going to cost them? Are they going to regret? I do believe so. And it's not in any way implying they should, reconsider. If they didn't see it, it's kind of a two-way street, and it's like marriage. It's not gonna be healthy if we kind of like push them into it. So if they're not comfortable, we're fine too. It's not gonna work. So it's better for them to keep doing what they're doing. But if you see it, you're going to enjoy this ride with us.
So we've talked about the phases of Onpassive, where we are in the valley climbing up to base camp. You just described base camp. You just described how the process will unfold at launch and what products will be like. Now, go to the next phase. We know the products will be coming. There'll be a tech side that's developing, but there's also going to be the humanitarian side that is growing. And let's focus on that a minute, because you've really attracted a lot of people with a heart for missions and special projects, giving back, crowdfunding of special projects. How did that come to be a focus of Onpassive, and how big do you think that'll be because of the 80% left over? I'm saying 20% we'll live on and 80% will be left over because of the numbers that we're expecting this thing to grow to.
This is a powerful topic. I mean, whatever we're doing or practicing and Onpassive, this is something we've done all along. We're just making it better and stronger and bigger in one place, writing our own rules in this game. So I never felt like I've accomplished, I've been, in high positions in life, and I've been way under, okay? And I'm fortunate to say that, and that is a good thing to experience in life. What is given me is the ability to recognize that your fulfillment or happiness, if you wish, is not necessarily related to your financial balance in life. But I've seen firsthand things that will make you more fulfilled, will make your success more meaningful. So we can accomplish big numbers and talk big, figures, but it may be meaningless without any direct effect on humanity. At the end, we're humans, and a tree can be always a tree, a dog can be always a dog, but a human can be unstoppable. So what a good thing. People are in a way stuck. And when we talked about our leaders and the quality of the founders, we didn't make them. We may inspire them or kind of revive what they already have. Uh, People are already great or are great in many ways. We just want to motivate them to and help them to be unstuck from that financial burden in a way, and then do things they like to do. Uh, I come to know that in our DNA, it's proven that the gift of and the fulfillment of giving is 10 times more rewarding than taking. So it's always refreshing to find those ways. So, and I think it will help us also to manage the imbalance in our life. So you don't want to create a certain class, like the Silicon Valley, the IT giants, and then everybody else is watching. So I think it has to do to level the playing field in a way.
That really does bring to mind my first mission trip to Kenya, Ash.
Yeah,
We finished we
I
finished
like
up
talking about
the
that.
yeah, we finished up our 2-week mission trip, and we were always finish up with a campfire, and we go around and sing songs, and we tell stories about what it was like. And we sit every other one, a Kenyan, an American, a Kenyan, an American, because we had mostly maybe some Canadians and some other, but mostly Americans went over on this mission trip. And so we would tell stories, and those things meant a lot to me. They impacted me a lot with what I got. And then at the very, very end, the leaders went into a hut, and we sat around the table drinking Kenya tea. It's a ceremonial type of thing. And they wanted to know from us how we felt. And we wanted to know how they felt. Because on the first time we went over there, they thought, well, maybe these guys won't come back. And so right then, I had a discovery myself. What was it like to serve somebody? I went over there thinking I was going to serve them by doing dentistry, and we had medicine, and we had spiritual, and we had all kind of things we were doing, building projects. But I told them, I said, I got the biggest benefit of you guys letting me serve you. That was my reward. And it is 10 times more important and meaningful. And you get the hormones circulating in your body to give you pleasure. And it's a hormonal release physiologically for serving people. And people might not realize that service is an activity. And you have different hormones that are released when you need different feelings. You can have one for pain control, endorphins. You can have
Exactly.
one for oxytocin,
Yep.
the love hormone, make you have the feeling of love for somebody. And so these different acts of service give you these hormone releases that are very important in life. And when people understand that there's not just, I feel it, you are feeling it, you're feeling the effect, just like epinephrine makes your heart beat faster. Adrenaline.
And I believe it's a beautiful anti-aging product. Look at Dr. Bill Williams; he's not aging. So,
No. Who needs to age?
so it's a great product.
Say,
Yeah.
let's talk about meetings around the world. The phases of Onpassive are that we're not going to stay in Orlando and Atlanta every day and be doing Onpassive from here. So what's the vision you have around the world in the coming year?
Yeah, this is where actually that give back aspect comes into play. So there are a lot of people are looking for Onpassive or the solution that they don't know Onpassive is that solution. So they will find us, we will find them. But those that are not even looking, they just they're so trapped into life problems and issues, and they just want to get, they want to survive. They want to be safe and healthy, and we have to look for them. So our duty as a human being, we have to go and extend that hand. It is unfair for, you know, us to be so privileged in every way, and just, you know, have that lavish lifestyle, and then many millions, they're just fighting for a meal in their life. So that is where my drive comes into. So we needed to figure out that financial solution so we can fill our tank. We can be that strong. You cannot give what you do not have. So of course we're not anti-wealth, or you know, being you know, financially stable. Yeah, that is good. That is needed. But then we will have that ability to give back, to share the wealth, and obviously, I believe what's unique about Onpassive in general, to kind of recap the whole, in, you know, dental terminology, the crown on the whole thing is, we're AI and we are IT, but with heart, and everything evolves around our humanity and our well-being. So I believe we can touch more lives if we have that element in our business model. And I believe, you know, we can be the most unique IT company that comes with this, you know, emotional pack, because I believe it would drive a lot of motion. Remember, the E stands for emotion. It drives a lot of motion behind it. E, then motion. So when there is emotion and there's that bond and connectivity, it's like a tribal thing. You see people, I've never heard a person say, I love Intel, the high-tech company, right? Or, you know, AWS, Amazon Web Service, changed my life. I never heard that. But I can see that endless. I love Onpassive. I love, you know, this family. I love that. So that harmony between us and that amazing positive bond, it drives a lot of emotions, and those emotions create more impactful, you know, passion. So that gives more conviction. Conviction, you know, creates more motivation. Motivation creates what? Action. So I believe it's also a business brilliance in a way to have such a powerful, impactful business model. So it's a win-win. It will give us more fulfillment. It will give a good break and fair share for those who are around us, okay, globally. And at the same time, you know, our legacy or our success is far more meaningful and rewarding.
Well, Ash, has been
Yep.
very fun tonight again, as always. So thank you for the time. It's uplifting to get these stories, insights, and visions to be putting flesh on the idea that maybe Onpassive is something that people will join and like and be a part of. So I encourage all of you to talk to the people who sent you this video. You know, you're gonna be getting this video, not knowing us, but you know somebody that sent it to you. So I would encourage you guys to look at this business before it launches, certainly, because it's going to mean a wealth of information that you got to assemble in your mind before you can do it. But just take a short time and do it. Think about it and jump in, because there's nothing better than being a part of our team.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bill Williams. It's a pleasure always, and Meanwhile, I want to thank you for everything you're doing to our community and what you've done for humanity, and I can't wait for more. So thank you, and let's do it.
Catmo.
Yes, indeed. TF. Have a good one.
All right. See y'all.